Do you want to grow your side hustle? We did, with no money, no childcare, and no spare time. Here's how we did it.
Hi, I'm Jo. Welcome back to A Rock Till We Drop.
In my last video, I talked about those 3 years home with our son, while Rod worked the night shift, built our jetty, and we bought our first 2 caravans. That was the foundation, but the real turning point came when I went back to work. We had no childcare, so we made a decision. We'd work opposite shifts. Rod would get home from the factory at 1:30 in the morning, and a few hours later I'd be up at 5 biking down that dark, unsealed road to the jetty. Then I'd take the dinghy across the bay, the fog, the different tides, oyster beds, bigger boats in the channel, whatever the morning threw at me. Going back to work meant one thing. We finally had 2 incomes again, and that's when the business started to grow. And in the middle of all of this, we were raising a child. When our son turned 5, Rod had to take him to school in the boat every morning. Let's just say Jamie was late most days because the tide waits for no one. In those times, we had to buy a car so I could drive while he took Jamie in the boat. We already had 2 caravans, and we realised something important. If we reinvested every dollar instead of spending it, we could buy a 3rd and a 4th, and so on. That became our whole strategy. A short-term loan, which we paid back quickly with the caravan rent. Then slowly we built up the caravan numbers. We hand-wrote agreements at the kitchen table. We advertised in the local newspaper. We delivered caravans before and after our shifts. And some mornings, Rod had to, before we started work, we'd have to head out to drop off a caravan or do maintenance. We were tired, but we were excited too, because every caravan paid off was another step towards freedom. People think you need money to start a business. We didn't have any. What we had was discipline. We kept our day jobs, we lived simply, and put every spare dollar back into that business. That's how it grew. Not overnight, not magically, but one caravan at a time, one decision at a time, one tide shift at a time. So if you're thinking about starting something, don't wait for the perfect conditions. Start small. Keep your day job. Reinvest and build slowly. That's how ordinary people can create extraordinary changes. If you're curious how a tiny side hustle can eventually replace a full-time job, that's exactly what I'll talk about in my next video. The stage where our caravan business grew enough for us to walk away from the factory for good. Thanks for joining me today. Ciao for now.